video. Why can't I get that? No, I'm gonna redo that. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, I am Krissy with 2 sheep, 1 wheat, and on this channel we play board games. We review them, we go over them, we talk about board games. If you like board games, then this is the channel for you. Why don't you hit that subscribe button down below so you don't miss another video. Today's video, I'm going to be going over fort. And if you stick around long enough, you'll hear what I think about it at the end. Let's get started. All right, so I have the game all set up for a 2-player. Now in fort, it is 2 to 4 players, and you're basically a child. You're a kid, and you play the leader, follow the leader, you hang out in your fort, you eat pizza, and you play with toys. And you kind of gain points, victory points, towards the end. Through the whole thing, but for the end. So let's talk about the player boards. It does come with player boards, and you get some cards too. You have 2 best friend cards that you don't get rid of. They're your best friends. And if you got rid of them, that wouldn't be very nice, would it? Because they're your best friends. Now you get 10 cards in total. These are your children cards, kids cards, kids that you play with. Now on the board, on the player board, there's quite a bit of information on here. So you collect toys, you have toys, and you eat pizza, and those are your resources basically to move up your fort level. Living in your fort, eating pizza, playing games, sounds pretty fun to me. So you would basically need those resources to pay for your fort level, which give you victory points. Now you also have a backpack because you can only carry so many things with you because your hands get full. That makes sense, doesn't it? Who wants 4 slices of pizza in their hands? Not me. I'd rather shove them in my backpack. So you also have a lookout. Now a lookout, you get to store cards there, and they are beneficial to you later on. So on here is your fort level. You pay these resources here to be able to move up in the fort level. Now, based on that is how many cards that you can have in your backpack. Cards, meaning you can put toys or pizza in there. 1 plus whatever your fort level is, which are these numbers right here. Now it does give you a turn summary, which is pretty cool. It doesn't come with really a player aid. It does, kind of. It comes with all of these cool little actions. All the suits, things, modifiers, actions that are on these cards. So on these cards, so other than the cards that you have in your hand, because it is a deck building game, right? So you have the extra deck right here, and there are a park of cards that you can take from. You can take from here, you can take from the top of the deck. Now, some of these cards, I will use one of my best friends here. This is what you would use to go up in your fort level. Now, when you move up in your fort level, I don't know if you can see this, but this is the color red. This one is blue, and this one is yellow-orange. So when you're able to use your resources to pay to move up on your fort, it'll give you a victory point, but it will also, move this up, it will give you cards. They're made up rules basically for this one. I will show you here. So these are made up rules. They give you extra ways to gain victory points towards the end of the game. So there are 3. The first person to get to that one, you can look at all of these cards and you can pick one. So you kind of know what everybody else is going to be picking. So these ones, 1 card for each player plus 1, which is basically what's at the top here too for the perks, which is the second one. So now to pay for these, obviously you're using your stuff, you're using your toys, you're using your pizza, and that is indicated by this right here. Blue is for toys, orange is for pizza, but a white one or clear means that you can use whatever you have. It doesn't matter. So if you have this card again, being able to play the fort to up your level of your fort, then you can basically just get rid of it, put it back in the pile, and then you can see this little thing right here that is a perk card. Again, the first person to get to there gets to take one of the perks, and they are above here. Now these give you benefits right away. This one, instead of following a rival's action, and after all actions, rival actions, I'm pretty short, I can't see that. Following and chosen or not to, you may trash this card to trash the leader's played card. That's a pretty good one. Some of them say that you can trash them, other ones say that you don't have to trash them. Bribe on your turn when you use, the action. Now let's see what this is here. It is a card under a tree. So it says, add a card from your hand to your lookout. Awesome. So now, but you'd only be able to have 2 there, but that's okay. There's different ways to win. So if you do place all your cards in your lookout, having one of those cards is a good thing. And you need to make sure that you have cards that will give you resources so that you can up your fort level so that you can have more cards in there. And some of them, there's different ones too. What's this one? When following, you may discard up to 2 cards using matching suits. So that one is pretty good too. So like I said, you can be the leader. So the first person, I guess, is actually the leader, but you can follow the leader by placing the same suit down that they would play. And then you can follow it and gain the action from that. So when you play your cards, so you have 5 cards in your hand, and whatever cards you put down for your turn, those get discarded. But then the cards that are left in your hand, you have to put up in your yard here. So those cards would get placed up in your yard. Now, after the person has went and you followed them, you get that benefit, but then they put their cards down. Now, when it is your turn to play, so we'll just say that is the second player, at the end of your turn, you're allowed to take a card from a park, and that is in your discard. You can't use it right away. It doesn't go to your hand. Now, the next player can actually, instead of taking from the park, can take from your yard. So it's basically your friends that you didn't play with, and if you're not going to play with them, somebody else might as well snatch up your friends and play with them, which is kind of cool. I thought that was a pretty cool way of putting it. It was a pretty cool design for this game. So that is pretty cool. So those are basically the cards and what they do, right? Now on the cards, you have this is your private action, so nobody can do this. But you also have a public action, which is what people can follow. But they can't follow your private action. Now there are a couple cards in here that you can actually fort in your private action so nobody else can follow you. I don't have any in my hand, but if I came across it, I would be taking it. So now that kind of got off track here, but that was the perk cards. Now, once you get to the end here of your fort track, your level, you get to this last one here, which triggers the end of the game. You would end up getting this card right here, the macaroni sculpture. So if you end up the game with this card, then you get an extra 4 points. So that is one way to end the game. Now the other way to end the game is while you're playing these cards, you come across a card like this for your private action, but they also have them for the public ones as well. So you get victory points for how much stuff you have in your backpack. So let's just say I'm at 5, level 5 in my fort. I can have 6 cards in my lookout. Oh, not my lookout. Here, sorry, we'll use this card. For the cards in your lookout. It can be either or. Both of these are 1 plus your fort level. So either of these will go. So whatever you have, let's say we have 2 cards in here. You can actually put them like that, right like that, so that you can see them. And let's just say that I have 2 stuff in my pack as well. We'll just go with both of these. So I have 2 stuff in my backpack. So then I would get, I am yellow, I would get 2 victory points right off of the track there. Then let's say I played this card. Let's just do this. Then I played this card and I have 2 cards in my lookout. So then I would get an extra 2 points. It's a pretty light game. There are 2 different ways of going in the game. You can either just collect as many victory points as you can, or you can hurry up and move up your fort level so that it triggers the end of the game, right? I'm not sure if I said that for the end, what triggers the end of the game for victory points is the 25 here that is red, or moving up all the way to the 5th level in your fort level. So those are the 2 ways that ends the game. I haven't played a game where you play both and get very far. You kind of have to pick one or the other, I find, which is all right. It's all right. You just pick one, right? After a couple of games, you'll figure out a way to do it. But it is a very light game. I've played this many, many, many times. It's an easy setup. It's an easy playthrough. We can get a couple of games in, and it's pretty easy. I haven't played, oh, I have. I've played 2-player games, and I've played a couple 3-player games. And they kind of go the same. The only thing is that you can follow more people, right? So that is pretty good. So again, this is a light game. It is very fun. The artwork on here, I think it's just kind of a fun game, right? Like, you're just a child. You are playing in your fort. You're eating pizza, playing with friends, playing with toys. It's a cute idea of a game. And the artwork on here too is pretty cute. It is pretty cute. There are some that are the same, but just the artwork on here is pretty cute. All different colors. Now, so overall, I think that it is a good game. It's a quick and easy, not very heavy. If you're in the mood for something light, this is the game to play. So if you have a chance to play this game, if you have this game, let me know what you think about it in the comments below. I hope that you enjoyed this and you'll stick around for next video. Wait, what? What is happening? What is happening? I don't understand this.